Do narcissists ever truly regret losing you? Or is it just another manipulation tactic? If you've ever been in a relationship with a narcissist, you've probably asked yourself this question at some point. Maybe they walked away without a second thought. Or maybe they resurfaced, claiming they made a huge mistake. But was it real regret, or just another way to pull you back into their web? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of narcissistic regret. What really happens when you walk away? Whether they ever miss you, and what it means for your healing. But before we go any further, let's be clear. Narcissists don't experience regret the way emotionally healthy people do. To them, relationships are about power, control, and validation, not love, empathy, or mutual respect. When they lose someone, it's not their heart that aches, it's their ego. So if a narcissist ever comes back into your life, you have to ask yourself, do they really regret losing you? Or do they just regret losing the control they once had? In this video, we'll break down why some narcissists act indifferent after a breakup, while others suddenly want you back. The 4 stages of a narcissist's post-breakup emotions. What happens when you finally move on and why it bothers them so much. And most importantly, should you ever take a narcissist back if they come crawling back? If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, this is a must-watch. Let's get started. When a normal relationship ends, both people usually experience some level of sadness, reflection, and maybe even regret. But with a narcissist, things work differently. You might notice that after the breakup, they either act completely indifferent, like you never meant anything, or they suddenly start love-bombing you all over again, trying to win you back. Why such extreme reactions? Well, it all comes down to how a narcissist sees relationships. For most people, relationships are about connection, love, and growth. But for narcissists, relationships are about power and supply. Meaning how much attention, admiration, and control they can extract from another person. So when they lose you, the real question isn't, do they regret it? Instead, it's, do they regret losing control over you? Here's why narcissists react in such opposite ways after a breakup. Indifference mode. Some narcissists act like they couldn't care less. They move on quickly, sometimes with someone new almost instantly. But don't mistake this for strength. It's actually a defense mechanism. They need a new supply fast to avoid feeling powerless. Hoovering mode. Other narcissists suddenly act like they realize their mistake and will do whatever it takes to get you back. But be careful. This isn't about love, it's about reclaiming control. So how do you know whether they'll ignore you or try to pull you back? It depends on a few key factors. Did you leave them first? If so, it wounded their ego, making them more likely to try hoovering. Did you set boundaries? Narcissists hate losing control. If you firmly cut them off, they may try even harder to break those boundaries. Do they have a backup supply? If they already found someone new, they might not try to win you back until that relationship falls apart. At the end of the day, a narcissist's reaction isn't about missing you. It's about what they lost in the process: power, validation, and the ability to manipulate you. So if they come back, promising change, remember this: it's not love, it's a game. So what exactly happens in a narcissist's mind after a breakup? Unlike most people who go through stages of grief, narcissists experience something very different. Their post-breakup emotions don't come from love or loss. They come from losing control. Let's break it down into the 4 stages of a narcissist's post-breakup emotions. Stage 1. Indifference. I never needed you anyway. Right after the breakup, a narcissist will likely act completely unbothered. They may even flaunt how happy they are, posting pictures, partying, or jumping into a new relationship within days. But this isn't real happiness, it's a mask. Narcissists don't process pain like normal people. Instead of feeling sadness, they deny it and distract themselves. They don't want you to see that they're affected, because that would mean you had power over them. And if they broke up with you, they'll make it clear that they upgraded or that the breakup was your loss, not theirs. But here's the truth. Behind that indifference, their ego is already cracking. Stage 2. Panic. Wait, you're really moving on? This is where things start to shift. A narcissist only panics when they realize they've lost their grip on you. At first, they expected you to beg, chase, or show signs that you still care. But when they see you actually healing, something inside them snaps. You might notice sudden attempts to reconnect, maybe a random text, a like on your old picture, or even running into them by accident. This isn't about love, it's about checking if you're still emotionally available. Stage 3. Hoovering. I've changed, I miss you. If they see an opening, they'll move into full hoovering mode, meaning they try to suck you back in. This is where they pretend to be self-aware. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I realize now that I took you for granted. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. But don't be fooled. This isn't real change. They just don't like losing control. If you go back, the same cycle will repeat. Stage 4. Replacement. Fine, I'll just find someone else. If hoovering doesn't work, they'll go to plan B, replacing you as fast as possible. At this stage, they'll publicly flaunt their new relationship, make indirect jabs at you on social media, act like they've never been happier. But here's the kicker. Even with a new person, they're still watching you. If they see you doing better without them, it eats away at them. So what happens when you finally move on? When you stop responding, stop caring, and truly break free? For a narcissist, this is their worst nightmare. See, narcissists thrive on knowing they still have power over you. Whether it's love, anger, or sadness, as long as you're reacting, they feel in control. But when you move on, genuinely move on, it sends them into a tailspin. Here's what you can expect. They try to reinsert themselves into your life. Narcissists hate being irrelevant. If they see you happy without them, they might suddenly resurface. Maybe they send a casual, "Hey, how have you been?" text. Maybe they find an excuse to run into you. It's a test. They want to see if you'll take the bait. They try to destroy your reputation. If they can't pull you back in, they might try to ruin your name instead. They could spread rumors, play the victim, or even turn mutual friends against you. Why? Because if they can't control you, they want to control how others see you. They fake happiness, but keep watching you. Ever notice how some exes suddenly start flaunting their perfect new life right after a breakup? That's classic narcissistic behavior. They want you to feel like you lost, even though they're the ones struggling. But here's the key. The moment they see you unbothered, their power over you disappears, and that's the real win. Moving on isn't just about cutting ties, it's about taking your power back. So the question is, should you ever take a narcissist back? The short answer? No. Here's why. A narcissist doesn't change, they adapt. They might come back with apologies, grand gestures, or even fake self-awareness. But deep down, their patterns remain the same. If you let them back in, the cycle starts all over again. Love bombing, manipulation, devaluation, and discard. It's not love, it's control. The healthiest thing you can do? Close the door permanently. Block them, set boundaries, and focus on your healing. Because the greatest revenge isn't confrontation, it's thriving without them. So, if you've ever dealt with a narcissist, share your experience in the comments. Have they ever tried to come back? How did you handle it? And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights on toxic relationships and healing. Stay strong and take your power back.